What's up, guys? Welcome to Verbal Lessons. I'm Eric Jamaal. Shout out to Ann in the back right there. How you doing? And shout out to my man Flip back here, who's gonna be accompanying us on this journey of poetry and words and whatnot. And hopefully you guys are feeling all right out there. Hopefully you got some snacks, got your drink, got whatever you need out the way so you can chill with us tonight. So we're gonna get into some things right here. So I want to give the special shout out and dedication to Il Clinton, ILO, formerly known as Shalell Freeman from Jacksonville, and Tavis Bronson, all the great people we lost this year and in so many years. This is for them. Cheers. So, Mr. Flip, give me something slow, deep. You can just follow me and see where it leads. Yeah, me and Flip is gonna just, kick it and do some songs off the top. Just like that, About Gucci Bass Phillips. I stand in formation. I stand in a straight, invulnerable position with both feet connected. I'm ready to march upon the uncompromising soil of the enemy. My muscles tighten, my eyes are cold and focused as I prepare my locusts to destroy the enemies I've chosen. In the hours of bloodthirsty vengeance, I unleashed my counterattack on those who murdered their 7-year-old child named Eric Williams. As I walk towards my passionate payback, I reminisce over the late Eric Williams, tapping into the dead boy's memoirs of dread. Overshadowed by malice's acid, a slaughtering in a mental dimension is what happened to him. Destroyed in the most brutal, cruel, and inhuman way that it caused the mental matrix to break. I watched it all unfold as I witnessed elderly peers and teachers cast stones at his cerebrum soaked in fiery ether. I watched it all occur as teachers tease and taunt his efforts, destroying him in a demented plot, laughing, saying the only wife he will have is that block and that Glock. Elderly peers says he's going to be a menace, laughing because his father was incarcerated, laughing at the blood, sweat, and tears his mother shed daily, poking, jabbing, stabbing at the 7-year-old self-esteem that made him bleed and made him even have horrible dreams, nobody else to turn to but the hustlers and dope fiends, confused in the realms of lost parasites until he finally died from the million lies and now he's no longer alive. But the little boy still cries within the closet of my suppressed emotion. He remains broken inside because he felt his dream slowly die. He was cremated, and upon his ashes sprouted Gucci Bass Phillips. And through Gucci Bass Phillips, his counterattack will initiate, firing back like when American bombs fell upon Hiroshima. And now I can only laugh, because my enemies knows not of my plot of poetic bloodbath. Then he begins, breaking the silence with a marching left foot and right foot. Baffled by my resurrected body, my enemies scatter, because their plans were stepped on like soda cans from the wrath of this young man. I begin to fire off rounds of truth, destroying every lie they applied, destroying every curse with the ultrasonic verse. This is not the death of death in person, but the death to the fear in me, death to my insecurities, and death to Eric Williams crying. And now I'm shooting middle fingers at those crooked cops who made me walk home shoeless, who said I would never be shit, who said I would never be a difference maker, who said I would never make it out the swamps of life. And now I left those swamps and a pair of new alligators. I've seen the horrid dreams of this young man who wasn't even a teen, manipulating and annoying my train of thought. So I will not forgive, I will not let their curse live, but I will devour Eric's blockades and obstacles too, and throw them up like some sour tofu. And now this young man is setting mics on fire upon a stage and going on a poetic rampage, and I am his amplifier, his armored vessel, unleashing words harder than concrete or metal. You prepare for combat. Click clack goes the poetry of this mental gat. Bang! This is for the insecurities in my sight. Bang! This is for all my sleepless nights. Bang! This is for your trickery that was true. Bang! This is for your peace, your passions, and everybody who loves you. Many stands forth, but few will be left. I will fight unconditionally until my mouth says so long to my breath. My flow is the weapon of choice, and the open mic unleashes this voice representing the broken that's lost in the land of the damned. Click clack, it's time for another counterattack. So my enemies don't go to sleep. You keep those eyes open, cause Eric Williams lives and he is so focused. Yeah, look at that, Flip. Some things do come true. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jamaal. That's my boy Flip. You chilling with Verbal Lessons, and we're just gonna have a time of our lives right now. We're gonna drink, you know what I'm saying? Try to stay warm. Apparently, you can see I'm already warm. And what I do is I do spoken word poetry, man. And this is what I love to do. I've been doing it since I was 18. I came up under Ant Hurd and Matthew Cuban Hernandez, Ebony Payne, English, Love Reigns, all of the heavyweights that you know and love. And this is what I love to do. And I'm also running Slam Duval, which is a organization that does poetry competitions and charity works all around Duval. And this is what we love to do. And I'm gonna get into another poem. So, Mr. Flip, yes, Mr. Flip, yes. Something slow. And before, you know what? Before I go further, actually, that poem, the first one was called Gucci Base Phillips. I wrote that when I was like 18, 17 years old because I wanted to, remake myself into an image that I thought was badass. So like Walter White made Heisenberg is basically how Eric Jamaal made Gucci Base Phillips. He wanted to escape from his life. But then I realized that my name is enough. I am enough, just like you are enough. So my name is my name, which is Eric Jamaal. And we're gonna keep it going. I wrote this next poem. It's called I Am Man. I wrote this next poem, and please keep that going. That's very nice. Flip, ladies and gentlemen. Flip. And I wrote this poem because I know what I am. I am a man. And I know all the beauty that comes with it, and I know that all the dangers and whatever that comes with it. So I wrote this poem to let so-and-so know. Mic check. Beautiful. You know, it's not easy being a man. There's levels to this shit. Balance must be impeccable. African warlord aligned with everlasting compassionate love is tricky. I have the power to destroy all. There are verbs and asteroids in my tongue. I can burn everything around me with this gaze. Fiddle as I watch a new Rome burn the old. Start an ignorant ass fight club and be plagues upon your houses, devouring all with my wicked masculinity, and I could. I was raised by the Old Testaments. The brutality of my tribe is sketched within my soul, no questions. Just stone cold men who will leave you dead where you stand and disrespect you on your own land, and I could. And sometimes I feel I should, but I won't. I don't succumb into what this society tried to trick my family into being. I want to be a dragon who gives the best cuddles. A fire that warmed everything. Oh, it's tricky being a man. Being all loving, compassionate to the point where you give your time, energy, your all, you give it all. You're constantly changing, sometimes losing your balance in the growing pain. Tough guys barking loud, but really, you can let the simi's reign. But the greatest rabbit out the hat is submitting, even when you're right. Whether that guy deserves a punch in the face or your woman is being a brat, because I like those cliche photos of a man holding on to his wife and child, all tickling her through her insecurities and shit. Always strong, always prepared, a Superman with a Batman mind. If that makes sense, I've met such men. And that growth in manhood is staggering. So when it comes to being a man, I want to be Houdini, Achilles with dance moves, a harmless, lovable monster. Come to the man cave and be the safest in existence. I am man, the most destructive force since Mother Nature. And I look to change the course of our history, but I need further degrees in this school of manhood. I want to wow her with this black boy magic. I want to be the amazing Spider-Man to my Rugrats. Be the greatest cartoon crossover ever. It's tricky, but I got this. I am as strong as you think. I am S.H.I.E.L.D. I am legions of lions, and one man who loves like a man should, could, and do. Every day I find another way to make Mother Nature smile. Wrath, loving arms, brutality, a stronghold of peace. I am them all, the invasion and the Trojan wall. I am man, for I am the trick. Don't apologize for being a man. Apologize for not getting it right the first time. How we feeling out there? How you feeling back there, Flip? You chilling, my dude? So, yeah, I know y'all, what we sipping on? I, myself, I'm sipping on tequila and some orange juice. And it's good, So, how about that flashing light song? Like, I hope, and everybody out there, the ones I love out there who does this full time, I hope you're safe. Your words, your energy, your positive energy, not even your negative energy, but everything that makes you good, everything that makes you whole, will be some type of discouraging thing amongst people that don't share your same fire. Like, oh, I can't get that, so something's gotta be wrong. Illuminatus and sold his soul to the devil for like an hour later in a shovel. Like, yeah, that's poetry right there, son. I could be on higher learning. So check it. If I was to smoke a blunt in front of peeping Tom cameras, I will be Antichrist on the hearts and lips of all douchebags with one puff. Watch my credibility as a human scatter like my brain cells if I was to hug one of the ladies in the poetry community. Rumors will blacken the sky my organs have shed to be heard, eclipse the tone of my message with, what is she wearing? Are they a couple? And when will the earth be blessed by their offspring? Honestly, I'd rather go to hell. With the devil waiting to shove my demons down my throat with a trident, fan the flame of Tartarus, then to feel the burn of a mutilated image because I'm not Justin Bieber. No fans, you cannot hit me with a water bottle. That bottle will be a tool to change your throat into a highway. No reporters, you cannot ask my children serious behind questions. Yes, if you jump out the bushes looking for an interview, your body will feel the wrath of Timberland shoe blues. I will banish you to the pavement quicker than fans' judgments. I will thank you for making me look like another nigga from the Bangum. Just another nigga that got lucky because I will have more lawsuits than all 90s MCs. Riding around with paintball guns trying to get these idiots off of me. It's pretty sane to say that I won't be, because every day in America people will be in tune to see what that crazy nigger is doing on the news. Just then Eric calls dogs on reporters for peeping in his window. Eric goes to TMZ and is escorted out by the police, and Eric's troubles couldn't get any worse, for his content offends us. I wonder how much of my life will be taken by the glitz. How many times in my Keith Ledger insomnias will I mistake those flashing lights for handguns? How many street disciples will want to pull my card because of how the media betrays me? I will be a mixture of Bob Dylan and Tupac. A man devoted to his pen but overshadowed by his own legend. I wouldn't be Kanye West's artistic visions. I will be his drunken rants, stumping down the street like a house with no stones, no protection, just stones being thrown at my head with as much accuracy as those flashing lights. I will keep it together like Amanda Bynes' hair in court. Maybe cry myself to sleep because of the misconception. Let every tear fall for every fan I thought understood me the most. I guess this is what an animal in a zoo feels like. So why not be a lion unchained? Hey, it all fits. Me being stinking rich and batshit, and you guys throwing gas on apocalyptic flames. Celebrities are the new witches being burnt at the stake. If I made $1 million, brothers in the hood would scream Illuminati. They would claim I have goat heads and slain virgins hanging on my chamber doors. And why not Jay-Z me for having ambition? Force me to sleeping pills because there's not enough snooze buttons within the anarchy. Put me next to Kurt Cobain and Whitney as another junkie looking for his notion of peace. Kick over my garbage can before I can take it in and call me the terror to the ecosystem. My frustration will be a news article hit like the fall of the 1%. Crucify him for his message offends me. He's ungodly, a train wreck from hell. Make me mistake your stage lights for those intoxicating poets until I'm live on Verbal Essence with Flip putting a melody behind my sadness. Exploit me like that monkey behind the glass, because no matter what beauty I produce at the end of those suicidal nights, it would never take away the trauma of those flashing lights. Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all feeling out there? I'm chilling. You're chilling. I'm drinking. Hopefully you are too. So I like doing haikus and all that shit. So I'm about to do a couple. Yo, Flip, if you got some whatever goofy type of piano tune in your head, what would it be? We talking to Flip, y'all, real quick. He said chaos. So, Mr. Flip, please give us some chaos. And we all know what a haiku is, right? 5, 7, 5, you know what I'm saying? Just for the people, you know. You might have new viewers out there, people who don't like, you know, listen to poetry or like that, you know. So, I'm gonna do a couple of haikus for y'all. See what y'all think. I got a comic book geek one, but just to warm y'all up, I will give you an example from one of my favorite poets, Matthew Kim Hernandez. 5 syllables in the first sentence, 7 syllables in the second, 5 in the last. The summer of love is often defined as bliss, but fuck that. It's hot. That is a haiku. So here I come with one of my nerdy haikus. Batman won't kill the Joker because if he saved him, there will be hope. I'm my girlfriend's handgun, a beloved instrument for life's treachery. Unsure as always, but who can truly say that they know the unknown? And a couple of more. I wrote this as a poem for National Poetry Month. I think this was last year. Actually, that was this year. This is a poem made of haikus. It's short. You must stand, youngin'. The sunrise could be a friend if you allow it. Such darkness so tough, but your exhale can bring light if you allow it. Legacies must be planted and nurtured from the warmth of our own will. There's glory over those hills just waiting for us to just reach and take. You must stand, youngin', like all the ones before you and the ones after. That was a haiku poem, second haiku poem. Something happens when we all die. It's never just nothing but a note. An addition to the symphony started by ancestors of old. The wind will cry for you like Jimmy's guitar strings, such a gentle woe. An echo that will touch a distant elsewhere of our being of power. awaits you to take you to a home you never could fathom. As you float elsewhere, the ocean tides will erupt. Sky will rain angels. Thinking the earth was cheated, so last minute trades was orchestrated. The volcano smoke will will spill out your name for just a second. Storms will fall into a child who longs to capture one as your one. Look, stars will fall into a child who longs to capture one as you once did. Energy always transfers to the next of kin, the rite of passage, the cycle of an endless spin that we try to hold on to but fail. How we decide to live will dictate our exit. May the stars envy. One hand clapping, two hand clapping, done. Like there's something in the haiku slam where all the artsy poets who be like, yeah, man, this is what I do. This is serious and all that shit. And you be like, calm down. And yeah, they be like one hand clapping, two hand clapping, enough. And if you chill again, they be like, hey, shut up. And then like they'll say it to the wrong guy, and then the guy will be like, who you telling to shut up? And they'll like, no, man, and give him a free shirt or a CD or something. Because they're soft. It's silly. Well, guys, you know, I've been doing this for a while. I've been doing it for almost 10 years, man. You guys watched me grow up. And it's been one hell of an experience. And I'm just glad to be here. So, I feel like singing. And I'm just gonna sing, and you're just gonna follow it. And Flip says, okay, one hand clapping, two hand clapping, enough of that shit. 'Cause I got all the time in the world. Don't you want some of it? Me. I can't sing. I got all the time in the world. You wanted none of it. And you wanted none of it. But I would if I were you. Ooh, 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 ooh. So, if the world was on fire, I would gladly burn with you. Let the fire lift our skin, crumble them into poetic ash, sketching lyrics in the sky as we float. I can't do this. We all have a calling, it appears. We flood our pillows with tears if our dreams isn't near. I didn't mind it. I made them resemble my river of thoughts, turned it into a chapbook of redemption instead of regret, pinned them to a paper and left them in the treasure chest of my soul. I was fine with letting my dreams die for her. A fool's pleasure. Disappointment leaked from my lips like a poem, anxious enough to leap from my throat, taste of nostalgia and emotional torture. But through it all, even if Ja's army should fall, it would have been us, hand in hand, the divinity of woman and man, watching the universe tear itself apart. Dear Mrs., I've poemed a truce of hugs and kisses, enveloped by unforeseen circumstances. Your man is a foot soldier. I've given my soul to the front lines, and this time I can't afford costly mistakes. This community doesn't need me, but they need someone to fight. When there needs to be a sacrifice of someone who refuses to hold his syllables, of a man war ready to move when the tension becomes too heavy and it goes down. I must be guerrilla militia for my city. I've ran from that responsibility for 10 years. I fear if we lock eyes that can easily switch gears, then in the midst of battle plans, our stare would make responsibility irrelevant. Only thing left is a rapid heartbeat, a introduction, a possibility, a plunge, that submissive fool which is me, falling and entangling myself in your heartstrings for eternity. I love like soldier, love Like I forgot to kiss you goodbye in the middle of a universe-sized war, a steamy guarantee that I'll return to you shortly. I can't be your happy little daydream. You can't be the taker of my breath, ripping it away with your lips and giving it back with the nets I love. Passionately, like an anarchist with a Molotov cocktail of fire aimed at the White House while a million guns are drawn. Funny how love can make a martyr of you. I fear no scorn of lions and bears, but I'm truly scared to be alone with you, being exposed to that radiation that transforms whatever it touches, breaking it or evolving it. It's beyond cowardice at this point. It becomes physics, like our hugs was meant to be an electric current on the wind, when the breeze resembles bed sheets engulfing two foolish lovers. I can't let your typhoon of love turn me into a leaf, coordinated me wherever you decide me to be. Believe me, I have dreams, but you be the one that I can hold. Caress into my skin causes reactions to yours until no longer becomes alive if not touched by your wickedness. Not your fault. I'm a love-drenched firestorm, a commitment vowed within the turmoil of two warring pirate ships, sealing the agreement in a kiss of victory. I have nothing but hunt shoulders for you. No, you can't have my skin. I don't believe in one-night stands. Only had two in my 29 years of life. It felt like they took pieces of my anatomy that mattered to me. The union of two bodies is sacred. The giving of access codes to frequencies untold. I'm just an apology to you, my beloved star. I have no time to lose any more hours in your eyes. I can't let you make putty of my war cry. I love to juggle both. But you know, the volatile chemistry, that vast measurements and fragile degrees of the heart, the enemy would know exactly where to strike, and when they do, may the earth even try to collect the bounty that I've placed on their families, a curse on all their houses. For my angel, I become a devil. So my levels is so many levels to this nuclear bomb called love. If the world was on fire, I would gladly burn with you. So I duck, dodge, pray to God she can't see the games in my poker face, walk right past my defenses and render me a blushing lightning bolt. I can't do this. I won't. I must resist. God, crown my senses impenetrable from the hallucinations of her mist. Shelter me from the hurricanes in her eyes. Don't want to be casualties of the wickedness of she. That was my long-ass love poem, y'all. Okay. One more poem from paper, huh? I wrote this poem. Yo, so the this poem here. I wrote it after I saw Michael Jackson's interview at Neverland Ranch. It was some interview. He was in a red shirt that he always fucking wears, and he was you know he's Mike. So yeah, man, I don't like this. It's really unfortunate. And I'm like, yeah, man, you're a class act. But if you look closely, that nigga was pissed. Like, he was pissed. Like, those eyes, dog, like, they were so ready to kill somebody. And I was just like, yo, he ain't do that shit. So, I wrote about it. Back from the bathroom? All right. You guys can follow me, Eric Jamaal Williams, on Facebook and Instagram. We're also under Slam Duval on Instagram and Facebook. We will be holding shows and competitions very soon. So stay in tune. Just type in Slam Duval. Heavy lies the crown. Some say to some who is unfortunate enough to be examples, you will suffer, my brother in pain. Shame will blacken your heart. You'll be a Michael Jackson cycle. The MJ cycle made Job blush himself into hell. Did you see his live from Neverland Valley interview? Oh, the eyes, Chico, they never lie. Those eyes, those nigga hand movement carving cursives into the camera, voice of an innocent house cat, but eyes of an angry mother bear. You better look back at that stare. Vicious. Like others, thoughts of you crucified to your own life. Speak of your disease, but niggas was too busy to read. Watch you bleed and wonder why you won't dance and make another CD. This world will murder you. In cold blood live on MTV, where MJ was so unstoppable that they had to put a black man on that mug for the first time. This nigga fled to Africa long before Dave Chappelle, and of course, given the highest honor in that particular part of Africa, this nigga was second behind Bill Gates and greatest humanitarian ever, while being a pedophilic berserker skeleton just going around searching for his next victim of Neverland. We damn near made him the Elizabeth Bathory of our time. Oh, how we love our witch hunts. I don't know if it was from a broken heart or a mercy kill. Maybe MJ couldn't do it himself, so the doctor did it for him, for the crown became too heavy. Are you ready for that golden curse? That uniqueness for life that inspires all. When you make unfamiliar noise, when your originality becomes a devil in the eyes of insecure men, their scorns can possibly be nails in your coffin. How that anointed despair shines on your woes. You might feel that too before you leave, you know. Too different. Your heartbeat scares me. Sounds like their insecurities in rhythm. Like some white people being mad that Eric Clapton crowned Prince guitar god of their era. Fucking deal with it. They will LeBron James you into greatness with backstabbing, insulting words from the swine of men. This isn't Thor's hammer. This is reality. Remind you that flying capes is fake, and the fate and what mark we make may honor or villainize you, and both are definite. Don't pause. Do not quietly look your killer in the eyes. Your stare will show that maybe an Omega mutant exists. You'll break from this animatrix and create a world of your own Crayolas while they try to nuke your soul. Think, create, suffer, dream wonderlands that a mortal man shouldn't fathom, because when you decide that the weight is worth the biceps, you'll shake the dust as if you're the problem, as if you're the liar, exposed on a national documentary on national TV, confessing with your lying ass of the dreams they murdered, the humiliation they smeared on fragile flesh. A king died of a broken heart. And I want you prepared for that dark, that sweet, I just don't give a shit anymore. Don't let them scorch your dreams with fires of your passion. Die loud, like a big bang. May the hurricane share your name, and when your eyes goes great white shark before the bite, may MJ and the other kings and queens welcome you to the void with tilted crowns shining brighter than ever. Flip tricked me. I want to talk about it. Flip hurt my feelings earlier. He was like, I was like, yo, so how long you been doing this for? He was like, man, 3 days. And I was like, what? That's incredible. And then Ed was like, man, I've been doing that for a while. And I was just like, whoop. No Star Trek people? No, that's fine. Y'all, my name is Eric Jamaal. We are at Verbal Essence, and we are chilling. I am drinking, and if you excuse me, I'm going to look at my next poem I'm going to perform, and not read from paper, and look at you guys. Poetry, man. People be talking to me about slam poetry, like, Eric, like, you do slam poetry, but, you know, it's, and I'm like, what? And it's like, I'm like, what, intimidating? Yeah, but, it's nothing but a poem that you felt, that you wrote, that you wanted to perform. You did it, and it won. It helped you win a slam, or maybe you got eliminated. Once you start doing this for you, then scores become irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like I told you, my name was Gucci Bass Phillips when I was a youth poet, but you know, I was that because I wanted to transform myself. No matter how I wanted to look at it, I wanted to transform myself. So I transformed myself into Gucci Bass Phillips. I'm not saying that everybody who transformed their name to a different name is insecure, but that's my story. That's my thing. And poetry helped me hold my name with honor. So Eric Jamaal is here. And that's who you got tonight. And I'm drinking. Get free, poet. Get drunk, poet. I wrote this poem dedicated to Moses West because he had 2 daughters, and I saw him literally change his whole attitude, his whole mind state in like 25 seconds. I was with him, talking to him, and like that. And it was amazing. It was fucking amazing to see that growth at a level like that, that realization of like, yo, I got 2 daughters. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm gonna do this work. I'm gonna go grind these shows, and that's it. It's like, damn, responsibilities. He must be scared. So I dedicate this to Moses West and Nas. His song called "Daughters" for my brothers with daughters. They called us. You remember that song? Or have you ever heard it, Flip? Oh yeah, I was talking to Flip. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, Flip never heard the "Daughter" song by Nas. Yo, Flip, I'm gonna start spitting. And whatever you feel, whatever tune, whatever sound, whatever note you feel goes right with that poem, you do it. And we will go with it. Ain't that right, y'all, in the background, looking from your phones and hopefully not your toilets, you're nasty. You're nasty. And you forgot the white with your nasty. Trying to get back to that Netflix or this phone or whatever the hell's going on. So to my brothers with daughters, we call this. To my brothers with daughters, we call this survival. An anthology for men, watching their baby girls sprout into gems in a world that view women as materialistic objects, in a world that prefer you hush. Rather than use your vocal cords to baptize the silence, as fathers, we can't just be loving, we must be brave. When her immaturity sucker punches both of us in the mouths, I'll tell her not to keep her head down. Watch the sun and see your reflection. So to my brothers with daughters, we call this Genesis, her epic of self-discovery, roaming these lands where women need to know their place. Be beautiful, but don't slay too hard. Have knowledge of self, but don't show it. Be wary of your tone of voice in a place where you're supposed to be voiceless. Fuck that. You slay so hard, it's like you got dragon heads attached to your ankles. It's like Black Panther's little sister. You show that damsel in distress shit really isn't your cup of tea. Sure, your voice speaks volumes, but don't be afraid to let your voice have the percussion of a Bruce Lee stare down. To my brothers with daughters, we call this sabotage. Going up against the status quo can sprout gray hairs on your eyelashes. For the men, raising bright futures in a world full of shade where they will call her bitch when convenient, or slut when she won't bow to a loathy man's insecurities. When she is the only woman in a room full of swinging dicks and Roman thoughts, do we tell her to leave the room or let their eyes behold a power that they can't touch or hold? And the answer is both, because in this continental scapegoat, women need to play the game how it go. They will snatch your dignity from between your legs and say you deserved it. Scorn your whispered sorrows, then bend your struggles to male opinions. See you as mysterious as oceans, but dare to know your origins as fathers. This is reality, holding on to your daughters with wrecking ball arms, using this comet of a right hook to hold her hand through the treachery. This is paying tithes to your weed man. That dime bag of weed saved that 2-legged sack of shit who couldn't tell the difference between catcalling and borderline rapist psycho. We gotta keep our composure in a world where a solid no means unworded wanted flirtation, where you don't know if the money you save is for college tuition or lawyer fees. As a father, how can we tell our daughters to shine in a world that takes offense to her kind, the loud kind, the you can't have my mind, body, nor soul kind? I know that my hair holds hidden truth to our origin kind, the who you calling a bitch kind, because be safe out there is secretly a sacred prayer, hoping that they make it home in this matrix cesspool. We tell them to follow their hearts, not to tuck their hurts underneath their skirts. We tell them that they are defined by a practical joker who laughed the stars into existence, so not even daddy can determine who you are. You are a goddamn woman, the most diabolical bad badass to ever put foot to ball. So when her womanhood becomes a dress she can't fit, you tell her it's hers to own, so you work that shit. So to my brothers with daughters, to my brothers with daughters, to my brothers with daughters, we call this fatherhood. Jesus. Yeah, man, that was a beat for that. Yeah, man, I go all Edgar Allan Poe on this shit without the raping of my niece. Oh my God, man, I was like, yo, I love Edgar Allan Poe. And then somebody was like, yeah, he raped his niece. And I was just like, I was so upset because that man, y'all, like, it's a guilty pleasure, but I'll admit it, that fucker's pen is unbelievable. I can't stand that fucker. I can't stand him. I can't stand him because of what he did, because I can't write like that. Maybe it's because he's old. Like, what is 18 something, Edgar Allan Poe? Them niggas had a whole nother dictionary back then. Niggas cheating, we don't know them words. They cheated. Verbal essence. I hope y'all have y'all drinks. Yo, Flip. If you had a hood song, if you had a hood instrumental in your head, what would it be? Would it be mystical? Oh yeah, I forgot we are like not in 1990s or 2000s anymore. Nobody knows anything. Everybody has a backstory. I like that. Everybody has a backstory, whether it's gory or if it's glory. You never know. I originated from Pearl World, across the tracks, and it made me who I am: good, bad, and the ugly, and the devilishly handsome. And you gotta hold it down, man. Whether you're from Picketville, whether you're from 103rd, whether you're from Opelika, Miami, whether you're from Old Block Shoptown, you gotta hold it down and know that roses do grow from concrete, even when no one wants it to. Dear Uptown, I took my first loss on your pavement with my fists, dragon dance with a fellow warrior, lessons learned from Pearl Street Blues. Flood my daydreams to stay focused and avoid infrared beams teachers deemed me extinct. Before I had a chance to reach my peak, there is no hope when you float down Schitt's Creek with no oil but with street wits. In a firebread from Tartarus, you helped cast me a shore Pearl Street baby. You're half my soul. Whether in Detroit or NYC, they see you in my walk. You gave me my first lessons on hammers. And you gave me my elegance and ebonic grammar. You spared me when all my kin was pinned behind slammers, provided me with patience, quality, diversity. Before I knew Dr. King, I knew the wise words spoken from the G's. They told me to drop that pistol out your hand, young warrior of Sudan. You pick up that pen and get it off your chest like a man. Uptown, you're such a mother. You provided like no other, but I wish you could have been there to protect all of my brothers. Did you know that a gangster told me about the downtown poetry scene? How they speak souls into amplifiers, how they heal with their urban cursive. I wish you could have protected him that day instead of letting slugs rest in peace on his face. Uptown, they dub you a disgrace. A land of a lost race, but false accusations is something I can't stand. So whenever it's spoken, I just tell them to say it to my face like a man. I am your gold teeth and summer sunshine. I am your history, your misery, the street disciple who studies chemistry, the man who knows the recipe but chose to go to school and make some diversity. Uptown, you're my mountain, letting me stray down those buckshot blocks or escaping the wrath of Babylon. Thank you for teaching me how to walk like a gentleman gentleman in a rude boy town where them shatas are everywhere like cockroaches. I stay posted under the stage lights. Silence I will continue to break. You taught me never to break, so it's pedal to the metal. Vin Diesel style on my 9 to 5. You taught me how to be a man, but mostly how to stay alive, my niggas. I'm from a tribe of Cadillacs, clutch gats, and revolutionary premises. A walking war wound who sees the beauty and the blemishes. My ancestor's sword is mine, so there is no end to this. Uptown, may you forever bless my penmanship. As an infant, I was named Baby Do Right, because I will always do wrong, but the melodies from your songs kept me strong. So I scream your name loud. Screaming is so proud, so I hope you're proud for teaching me to be ruthless and wild. This is Crew Love, a celebration of fighting children of the thugs who was birthed by one of the realest communities in this universe. I will never let you down, only lift you up. Even my smoke writes out your name when it's blown from my Dutch. I love you, you sacred city of ruin. My hooligan metropolis, my revolutionary motherland, only for the strongest of men. Uptown, you'll forever be tattooed on my inhales and cause me to set fire to the stars with my exhales. May our essence always be one in this tangled web of urban decay. So if you didn't know, Pearl World up in here. But, you know, it'll be a good day when all our neighborhoods come together and be like, yeah, black parties every month. I'll be there. They'll be like, where's Gucci? I'm in the goddamn middle of the crowd with a cape on and shit. In my underwear, just being, you know, whatever. Y'all heard nothing. I'm not drinking. You are. Yeah, man. You know, before COVID hit us and like changed everything, fucked up the money. You know, closed the venues, fucked up the money, and you know, we was taking a team to, I believe, Tampa, Ybor City, to kick some ass, and we was gonna do it, man. We had a strong team, man, and I hope they're good out there. I hope they're strong, solid. Those guys, those individuals. Duval has like great talent here, man, and people always be complaining about there's nothing to do. Well, first, change your negative attitude and find something to do, or like create something that makes everybody actually have something to do. And that's what we do here. And if you are one of those people in the community, in the artist community, who wish to do something but never does nothing, but complains about it all, get the fuck out the way. We're working. All right. I got 2 poems. And let's talk about this one. Dear Eric is a poem that I wrote to myself after my failed attempt at suicide. Yeah, it happened. And I'm not happy about it, but it happened. And it failed. It failed in game Michael Jordan buzzer beating double clutch 3-pointer in somebody's face. Like, it came out like that. I was so surprised to wake back up. And yeah, I might need some church music. I might need a church organ. Because we was talking about it earlier, man. Like, I know what you guys are thinking, man. We are literally on a planet that's bigger than us. There's animals who has never created anything but damn near more important than us. It's hard to be you and be alive because the world takes it easy on no one. It is what it is. And so I wrote this poem asking myself a question and hopefully giving myself an answer. And I know that's a long explanation, but I don't explain my fucking poems at all. I just let people listen to it and make their own interpretation, but that's what I was doing. I was really the first rough draft. I was finding a reason to live. And then throughout the poem, as I performed it, I found out this is a reason. You know what I'm saying? And So quiet. Hold on, I gotta be the deacon who be sneaking yak in his coat. Quiet. Y'all know y'all saw that before. Why not? It is a religious poem, so why not? Yeah, just follow me. Just follow me. You'll see it. Hello. Just like after every word, just like like I don't know. We're for the mess. We're for the fuck with this poem. It's personal, but you know, this is art, man. And when you realize that your words matter, you can collab with others and enjoy your time. It becomes irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Everything. Like just have fun and do your art and be comfortable in your own skin. So here we go. It was the longest intro to a poem ever. That nigga on it. Flip good. Yeah, flip, ladies and gentlemen. That nigga flip good. I like it. You hot me. All right. Dear Eric, the last time we locked eyes, you asked me, why does God prefer humans to angels? Through the night, you became tequila's whore, allowing the elixirs to control your limbs, but just like the liquor, the question remained in your phlegm, why does God prefer humans to angels? Searching for truth with no sobriety, even more intoxicated by anxiety, you wanted to ask him yourself 9 Benadryls. Your lucky little bridge makers to the spiritual outside, your little dreadfuls, harmonizing your heart weight into blackness. You told me that you cried when you woke up 10 hours later. And the same crater life power bombed you in, but maybe God wanted one more episode of your sitcom. Maybe that supernatural episode where he saved you from a plummeting plane. Maybe canceling isn't an option. Maybe the only option is being Jon Snow, standing in front of legions with barely functional sword. Your life is a LeBron James fadeaway with 0.5 seconds left. You are Breaking Bad season 5. You shed enough tears to float down Gilligan's Island, a ruined metropolis ravaged by a sharknado. Your cries of pain is a full orchestra plucking at Guard's heartstrings he forgot was there. Every psalm is Beethoven. We rock the silence loudly. We wail like Rage Against the Machine featuring Daft Punk, just bulls on parade losing themselves to dance just one more time. We are American Idol, still holding on to whatever little life we have left. When God flips to your channel, just know he wants to see 300, a general showing that his strength was accepted, fighting furiously until your corpse welcome your shield back as a friend. He wants a Big Bang Theory with a Quentin Tarantino preciseness, a monologue stronger than Charlie Chapman's, even when the voice that percussions your lungs has become aborted, even on the days when you thought Satan was right, when that conniving snake asked our Father, why? Why would you hand over the world to dysfunctional barbarians? Why hand over this wondrous sphere to a bunch of opinionated ants arguing over the shape of it? Because in a world full of jokers, a Batman must lurk in the darkness. A Steve Rogers is somewhere sacrificing the honor for the sake of his best friend. I figure that every human being has an atomic bomb of goodness inside them that can scorch the earth whenever perverted. So every time you pop the pill to write your suicidal stanza, 7 tears fell from heaven disguised as shooting stars, succumbing to the majesty of the moonlight. Humans and angels, a huge difference indeed. Angels give him what he wants, but humans give him what he needs. There is no Aaron Magruder inside of you. So before you sell off your sitcom, before you dim your light behind that curtain call, you be God's I told you so. Because when he loses faith in humanity, he returns to you like reruns going too soon. So the question isn't why us. It's, are you entertained? We are the soil under his unmovable rock. God doesn't need us, but he needs us to try. Be the leaf that dares to challenge the typhoon. So enough running, enough rewrite, typecast, and running from an entertaining past. This show must go on. When credits read on like insecurities, you endure. Just know that God is your number one strength and protection. Sincerely, your reflection. And that's my testimony. You know, just play me something. This poem can go with anything, so just play anything, my brother. Just make sure it's slow. That's all. And y'all, my time is running short. And hopefully we rocked out to the, to the best of our abilities, you know. But coming into doing poetry, it was definitely a therapeutic thing. I'd rather write a poem than write a poem in somebody's face. You know what I'm saying? God might have a couple of questions for me if I get there. Just like a wise man in a movie called Baby Boy, I don't want God to look at me and be like, turn your ass around, my nigga. So, you change. Try to do what's best for you. Try to do what's best for, I don't know, you. I don't know what you like to do. I don't know what your dreams are, but I know that you can go for it. And for anybody battling change, going through it in this tough turbulence, reach out. I had a community of friends that I reached out to, and they have kept me, and it feels good to be kept. And my name is Eric Jamaal. I am Slam Duval's head coach, and this is Verbal Lessons. That's my man Flip. This was brought to you by Ant Heard, who has been doing his thing in this city for a very long time. And through good and bad, we stick together, and we handle the turbulence together. If that makes sense. And that poem matches perfectly with there, doesn't it, Ant? There. What made me write there? Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you this once and one time only. Hopefully my boys are watching. Hopefully the homies are watching. I was inspired to write there from sitting down with a whole bunch of kids. And literally every last one of them was different. Different ethnicities, different colors, different hairstyles, eyes, it all. And they literally shared their cultures and their stories, and it blended well. Meaning no racism, no cliche, I'm being racist, but accidentally, I'm really cool, you know what I'm saying? And he is, but it was just a stupid, foolish question. You know what I'm saying? None of that. Straight innocence. And I was just like, if they can coexist, maybe there are other things in the world that coexist as well. So I start tying two and two together, and I got this poem. Rest in peace, Bill Clinton, Tavis, the Batman, the only true Batman, Aiello, formerly known as Shalell Freeman, Shadow Thought Enforcer, Champion, Youth Poet Extraordinaire, R.I.P. you guys. Tessica Williams, R.I.P. And all the greats we lost. We're not there yet, but we will get there. There, behind Ant's wall, on the loneliest inhabited planet in the cosmos, we all exist. Some of us are cold, unforgiving like a scorn or a broken promise, but we all know that a moon is up there. We know that men are only as strong as life allows us to be. Hurricanes Can't be intimate with destruction for too long, and earthquakes can't shake the universe. And the sun won't admit that it's afraid of the dark, but somewhere there is a happening, a mystery, a quiet celebration. Somewhere there's a newborn mistaking his mother's face for God's, and there's an elderly woman discovering the similarities in her face and the Almighty's. There's a death, a wish, temptation, rebirth, a doomed resurrection, a pulse you thought was yours. There's a wedding that the bride doesn't believe in, and there's a man in the front row who has a million reasons why she shouldn't say I do. There are unfamiliar reflections in mirrors, women with coffins for stomachs, a girl with 69 reasons why sex is so pleasurable, and a man that seconds that opinion. But there's a shirt being bought in Walmart, and there's a kid in Honduras hoping that his artwork will be worn with pride. There's a disaster, a flood, a man who has to be Michael Phelps for his family, and there's a daughter who wishes her father was that good at role playing. There's a teddy bear who just wants to be held, a young adult who left his childhood in his torn fabric. There's a cloud who's no longer entertained because we stopped reaching for it. There's a calm before and after the storm. There's an Einstein in the dumbest of human vegetables, a depth in the left side of your brain that only the ocean can resemble. There's a student who doesn't know what the subconscious is, and another one who swims in it daily. There's a young woman in high school with Down syndrome, calling the class clowns retards. There's a nigga with a pale face, an alcoholic father who puts the gin in taking virginity. There's a man holding up his fist in protest, and another holding up his hand in class because he has the answer. There's a prophecy and spilled blood, gold nugget and tumor humps, peace and a bullet to the brain. We will all see that our deathbed is the most comfortable we've ever been. There's a wolf and a weeping mother crying to the same moon. There's a chess champion grinning at his opponent, and there's a master of guerrilla warfare smiling because he knows an ambush is about to take place. Their strategies are ready, their hands quake, both minds are ready for checkmate. There's a lion who's intimidated by the growl of a homeless man's stomach. There's a wishing well with more quarters in it than water. A god is up there with a foreign tongue and a smile that says, I cannot tell you who you are, and here we are, connected like severed limbs, comparing and contrasting, all pain everlasting. We're cursing a morning that grins when it shouldn't, but sometimes the sky is so blue just to show you that sadness is elemental. Just because we walk past one another doesn't mean you actually see me. In each other's eyes we are ghosts, just avoiding graveyard soil, mashed into the medicine ball of a comedic genius. There we are, moving like thoughts of a scattered brain, apathy, natural like language, awkward stares, greets like a punch in a face. So here we are, on the loneliest inhabited planet in the cosmos. We're staring at the same stars. We're trying to hold on to the now. We're pushing to an unknown destination, but we're trying our best to get there. In verbal essence, we will get there. My name is Jamaal. Ant Heard, thank you for having me. Flip, thank you for entertaining me. Yeah, thank you for entertaining my nonsense this whole time. And y'all, remember, Jamaal, Slam Duval. I'm the coach. Click on Slam Duval, Instagram, Facebook. See what silly shenanigans we are getting into next. But believe you me, we will be screaming out Duval as we do it. Y'all be easy.